You're listening to LSPN, the authority on sports-related podcasts.
Welcome to the Vandegrift Football Show. I'm your host, Chris Daly, and each week I will sit down with Coach Drew Sanders, and we will talk about Vandegrift Vipers football. Hey, we want to give a big thanks to Michael and Christina Underwood, the Underwood team, for sponsoring the show. Family-owned and operated, accredited luxury specialists, and proud supporters of Viper Nation. The Underwood team, your Vandegrift Viper area real estate experts. All right, everybody join me in welcoming Coach Drew Sanders to the show. Coach, how the heck are you doing?
Chris, how are you, man? I'm doing good. I'm always doing good in football season.
Right, and especially after a game like the one against Maynard. Talk about that one. Man, that was an opportunity to be a trap game looking past them, but y'all didn't. I loved it.
No, it was great. It was a game where we wanted to come out strong early and then put them away and then let a lot of other guys play that hadn't had a chance, and we jumped out to a 28-0 lead in the first quarter and then kind of just never looked back.
Yeah.
And so it was fun to see our guys come focused, because you're right. You could easily not taken them as seriously as they should, but the preparation was great, and those guys were ready to play. And so just pleased with the final result.
Well, in a game like this, you must have lots of offensive people who stood out as well as defensive, because it was both sides of the ball. If you could, give me some names.
Yeah. So, we started really strong. And like I said, up 28-0. Then, of course, Kiadeki was on point, and our run game was on point. Justin Moore scored 2 touchdowns in the first quarter, our starting running back. And Sam Brown had one. Then we had a nice little trick play from Chase Phillips, one of our receivers, been practicing that for a few weeks, to Marshall Lindenberger, one of our receivers. So that was fun. Then they drove a little bit, and then Tobias Gray and returned a block field goal. And I don't think, now I've checked all the stats, and of course my memory, I've been the only coach at Vandegrift this whole time. I don't think we've ever returned a blocked field goal for a touchdown. So Brady Cerncheck blocked it, one of my safeties, and Tobias Gray bounced right into Tobias Gray's hands, and he returned it all the way back for a touchdown. So that was fun to see. And then, the first half we still had our guys in, so Miles threw past Brock, Chilton. That was fun. And then, in the third quarter, other running backs scored: Rion Brar, Henry Rennell, and Evan Williamson pulled up from the JV, also one of our future big star running backs. And so, anyway, it was just fun to be able to see some guys get in that hadn't got in, and see guys that have success like that.
Yeah, definitely. And talk about the importance of that, the experience those guys get playing at the varsity level.
Yeah, that's such a good point. When you can, people don't understand it because if you haven't done it in a while, there is a lot of pressure under those Friday night lights, and thousands of people at our games, and so it can affect your play. And so what you want to do in games like this is try to pull up as many people as you can and let them all get a chance to play. And man, we got a lot of people in, but Evan was a great example of a guy that had a nice long run and then ended up, got tackled, but ended up scoring from 1 yard out. I think he had Evan ended up rushing for 88 yards on the night.
Wow. And as amazing as the offensive turnout was, you can't say enough good things about the defense, just the whole season, but this one as well. Talk about the defensive team. Yeah,
our defense has continued to get better. Since our first game, we didn't play to our standard against Drip. Since our first game, we're steadily getting better and better and better. And that's also been with a lot of different people. We've had several different people out on the defensive side also, and other people have stepped up and was proud of their effort from the get-go, really. And it's neat to see some of our younger guys get in too, but some of our seniors that hadn't played in all the games in the defensive position. A lot of them contributed on special teams. It was fun to see them out there. Ryan Westfield did great job. Landon Huber did a great job, backup linebacker. James Mulcahy, that was fun to see him running around and hitting people. So those guys, stood out as far as when they got in and made some plays.
Yeah, and talk about how it changes for you as a coach when you got a lead, it looks like things are in hand, and the pressure gets off you a little bit from doing the chess match to almost like a dad getting to watch his kids.
Yeah. It does relax a bit, but you're still, like, when those other guys come in, man, I'm still coaching as hard as we can. All our guys are to run the correct call on offense, defense, and kicking game.
Love that. Well, let's talk about this week. You have a heck of a opponent. You've got Hutto, number 1 in district, 6-1 overall, 5-0 in district. Last year, y'all won this easily, but this is a much improved Hutto team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Hutto, and if anybody were to ask me, and you can probably go back and listen to our recording at the beginning of the year, I picked Hutto as one of the top teams. They had a lot of guys back, especially their key skill. Mm-hmm. And then they had a district MVP move-in from Elgin that's playing at their other receiver. And so, they have kind of like a three-headed monster, and they are as talented as it gets, especially with their returning quarterback. And defensively, some of those star players on offense play defense too. Mm-hmm. And so they have just done, they got a new coach from North Crowley. Coach Reinhardt is his name, and a great guy. And he obviously does a great job in his first year, knows what he's doing. An offensive guy came from North Crowley. And they're everything that you can handle for sure.
And so what do you expect from them? I mean, you talked about some of the players, but how do they line up offense and defense?
Well, defensively, they really can do it all, but they have been in a four down. They have guys that can play some zone defense in the back end. They can match if needed, but they can definitely play some zone defense in the back end. Like I said, they've got number 1 that's kind of patrolling a half of the field or the middle of the field, and that's their all-star wide receiver. They'll pressure if they need to. Got very solid linebackers. And so that's on that end. And then offensively, they are tempo when they want to be. Mm-hmm. And like I said, they've got a really talented receiving corps, so they're throwing the ball down the field. And then they'll bring in a tight end or an extra lineman or whatever, and then they'll also run with their Division I running back. And so all of them have talent, and that's probably one of the best things that stands out about them is their talent level. Talent level is very high at the skill positions.
Definitely, and this is a key matchup when it comes to that district championship. Because,
it is.
Like we mentioned, Hutto has not lost one in district yet. We have lost one. So have you looked at all the scenarios yet?
Well, I don't really look at scenarios. That's not really what I do. What I do is I just focus on this week's opponent. But yeah. I do know that to win a district title, you need to win all of your games for sure. And if not, you lose one of them, then you need to win the rest of them. And that's kind of where we are. We need to win the rest of these games, and that gets us exactly where we could tie for the district title. And then if that happens, then you're obviously in the playoffs and all those good things happen. If it were to get down to the last game, we'd look at scenarios, et cetera, I guess. But we try not to do that. We just try to focus on this week and let's just go beat this opponent.
Got it. And just for myself and the fans, every district does their tiebreaker a little different. How does the district there, 25, do their tiebreaker?
Well, everybody starts it out with just winning percentage. So whoever wins the most is in. That's one. If you tie, then if it's a two-way tie, that always goes back to head-to-head.
Right.
So if only two teams are tied, then it's just, did I beat you or did you beat me? And if I beat you, then I'm the higher ranked. That's the way it works. If three or more teams are tied, it enters into a mini district, what I call a mini district, where now you begin to look at the games there. Mm-hmm. And so within that mini district, if there's a team that beat both of those other teams, well, then they're in.
Yeah.
But usually what happens is all the teams beat each other, and so then you go down to points. And I haven't looked at it, but I believe it's positive, negative points up to 13, I believe. But anyway, that's the general scenario for ours.
Nice. Well, either way, if we win, we don't have to worry about any of that.
Man, let's just win. That's right.
Right on. All right, Coach, thank you so much. Congratulations on the Manor win, and best of luck this week against Huddle.
Did you play Texas high school football? If you did, you're part of an elite group, the Brotherhood of Texas High School Football. All football players, past and present, who have ever suited up in the Lone Star State are eligible. Go to LoneStarGridiron.com/brotherhood. And thank you for the part you played in the greatest sport in the greatest state.